Hello, I am Alicia Brand, and today I'm creating a screencast to share with you some interesting information I learned about Google Apps at the METC conference. In this screencast, I'm going to cover three things: accessing your Google Drive and using default apps, adding new Google apps, and managing your apps. Please keep in mind that the information I will share with you is also meant for you to share with your students. As I cover these different topics, think about how your students will utilize this information. So let's get started. The first thing that you will need to do is to log into your Google account. If you don't see that your name is listed when you go to google.com to log in, then you'll notice below the sign in button it says sign in with a different account. If you click on that, then you'll get a list of accounts that have used this computer. If you still don't see your name listed, then you can click on add account, and then here's where you can type in your email address and your password. Depending on where you last logged out when you were in your Drive or in your Google account, you might see that it'll come up right onto your Drive account, but if for some reason it logs into your email, then you can always choose this 9 square icon that's at the top corner, right corner of your screen, and then click on the icon for Drive. Since I'm right here in my Drive, this is where we'll start. There are 4 basic things that you can do when you're in your Google Drive account. The first is to view files and folders that you've already created. If you see, I've got a lot of folders listed here, and then if I scroll down, you can see below my folders are where you'll notice other files and documents and things that I've created. When you look at your folders, if there's a little icon of a person on there, that means that it's a shared folder, so somebody else can also view it. I can click on one of these folders and then I can see everything that's listed inside. I can click back on the word My Drive to go back to my main listing of folders, and then I can also use this little arrow to the left of my Drive to minimize the list on the left. The second thing that you can do is create new folders to organize your files. So under the red Create button, you can just press that and then select Folder, and then it'll ask you to name the folder. And then click Create. Again, you'll find that it puts itself just in this alphabetized list of folders that's above the files that you've created. Again, I'm going to click that arrow on the left. The third thing that you can do is view files and folders that have been shared with you. So right below the word My Drive is the words Shared With Me. So if I click on that, Shared With Me becomes red, and I can see all of the folders that students or other teachers have shared with me. The share date and the person that created the folder is listed on the right. And then the last thing that you can do is create files using your default apps. So if I click on the word Create, you'll notice that I've got 5 default apps that are on the left here. So below Folder it says Document, Presentation, Spreadsheet, Form, and Drawing. So these basic apps are what most of you are probably familiar with. Now that we understand the basics of Google Drive, let's try adding new Google apps. You can do this by clicking the red Create button, then select the bottom option that says Connect More Apps. First, I'm going to make sure that I'm in My Drive instead of in Shared With Me, so anything I create will go into My Drive. Then again, click on the red Create button and click on where it says Connect More Apps. Some of these apps are free and some do require a monthly fee, so as you're browsing through different apps, pay attention to that when you're learning about them. There are 2 ways that you can search for apps. You can use the Search Apps bar here, or you can go to this drop-down menu that gives you some categories. Today I'm going to discuss with you 5 apps that I found helpful and interesting and might be good to use in the classroom, and I'll search for those just by using the Search Apps bar here. The first one I'm going to type in is called MindMeister. Once you've found the one that you're searching for, then you can just click on the image on the left and you'll get some screenshots of what the app looks like. Sometimes the creators include little videos. If you scroll down to the bottom, there's an overview as well as some different user reviews. To begin using this app, you would click on Connect, and then you can check or uncheck this. This just says whenever it creates a new file, it's going to automatically open it in the default app, which is usually what you want to have checked, because a lot of times these files that they create have a special extension that's just connected to that app. So I'm going to say OK. And then I got the message that says MindMeister was connected to my drive. To begin using MindMeister, I can just click on the red Create button, and then right there I'll see the MindMeister icon, and I can click on Mind Map. Since I've already played with this app before, I've already created 3 of the mind maps that it gives me for free. So right now it takes me to my home page, which has each of those maps listed. And I can just select one of those maps, and it'll jump me right into the program itself. There are a couple of features that I like about MindMeister. The first is that it'll automatically save your files into your Google Drive, just like some of the default apps do. And then the second is that you can share these mind maps with other people so that they can edit them as well. So this is a little bit about MindMeister, and if you find this interesting, you can go in and play with it and see if it would work for your classes. I'm going to go ahead and X out of MindMeister at the top on my browser bar, and then I'm going to go back to Create, and we'll connect another app. This second app is called Pixlr Editor. It's spelt a little different, Pixlr space Editor. This is a photo editing application, something that I think would be extremely useful to use in the classroom with my students. So I would want to connect this. When I'm ready to use it, I can just go Create and then go to the Pixel Editor icon. And it again will jump me to a new browser where it asks for my permissions. And then it takes me into the application itself. I can do several different things. I can create a new image, open an image from a computer, open it from a URL, open an image from a library, and so on. So I'll just go to create a new image, and then here it gives me some presets, and then I can say OK. If you or your students are familiar with using Photoshop, then you'll notice that some of the tools look very similar. I can click on something like the paintbrush, and I can draw a few lines. I can use the eraser to erase what I don't want, and so on. The one thing that I did notice with this is that it doesn't save automatically, so you have to make sure that you remember to save, and that is just under File and Save. And then it'll ask you where you want to save it to, your computer, the Google Drive, etc. And I'm going to save it to the Google Drive. It'll ask you what format you want to put it in, and there is a specific format for the Pixlr layered images, and that's a PXD. So the PXD files would automatically open in Pixel Editor whenever you open them from your Google Drive. So I'll just go ahead and save it as that, and I'll call it test image. Okay, so again, I'm going to X out this browser from the top here and show you another app to connect. This next app is called Google Docs Drive Template Gallery. So you can, in the search apps bar, you can just type Google Template. And then it's the first one that comes up. It's called Drive Template Gallery. You can click on the image, see some information about it. But I find this one extremely helpful, probably for most teachers and students at our school, so I'm going to click Connect. And then from here, I can go Create, and then From Template is how you get into the template gallery. The nice thing about this app is that you can browse from public templates, or you can create and share templates for others to use at LFLA. So immediately it comes up with a tab that says Lift for Life Academy templates, which you'll notice that there are no templates that have been submitted yet. So instead I can go into public templates, and I can see lots of different ones listed here. On the left are different options for narrowing down what you are looking for. So if you're having your students do something like a letter, then you can click on letters and faxes. And you can browse through the different kind of letters that they give you. Okay, so again, I'm going to X out this browser at the top, and we'll go to Create to connect another app. This one is called Real-Time Board, which is an interactive whiteboard app. If you look, there are two options for Real-Time Board. There's one that says Whiteboard for collaborating, and then there's another one that says Real-Time Board for education. I just clicked on the education one. And then again, you can look at it and then click Connect if you like it. Rather than open this app up and show you features of it, I'll just let you know that a couple things I liked about it is that you can create a blank board from scratch, or you can use their templates. You can collaborate with other users, so if you're having students do a group project, then they can share their board with other users to work on it. But if you think that you would like this one, then you can go in and play with those features and see what you like about it and see how you could use it. Let's go to Connect More Apps to see the last app, which is called Simple Booklet, and then you want to type in an EDU behind it. And then again, you can click on the picture on the left to learn about it, and then click Connect. Again, with this app, I'm not going to go in and show you all the features, but I will tell you a few things. With Simple Booklet, students can create booklets as a way to use to report information that they've learned on a subject. They can save it to their Google Drive, they can share it via email or a URL link, but there is a downside to this app. When they create these flip booklets, they will see images of advertisements between each of their pages, which might bother you, might not bother you, but I think it's something that's definitely worth looking at and worth trying to see if you think your students could use it for class projects. The last thing that I want to show you is how to manage your apps, and this is helpful if you want to uninstall an app that you no longer use, or if you want to search for files that are related to specific apps. And you get to this option by going to the gear icon on the top right of your Google Drive account. You can click on the drop down arrow and click Manage Apps. And then here you'll get a list of all the apps that are connected to your drive. I can go into Google Docs and I can view all the apps that this, or all the files that this app has created. Might make it quick to search for something that you've created or somebody else has shared with you. But what we are going to use it for now is to delete some apps or disconnect some apps that you know that you don't want to use. I will tell you that there is if you've downloaded Drive to your computer, there's an app that's called just Google Drive, and it has these 4 gray squares on the left. You do not want to disconnect that app. That's how Google Drive connects to your computer. But for example, if I know that I'm not going to use this Simple Booklet app, then I can go into Options and say Disconnect from my drive, and then click on Disconnect. And that is all I have for you today with this screencast. Hopefully you found it helpful and it's given you some tools that you can take back to your classroom. And I highly recommend, if you haven't tried connecting more apps to your Google Drive, that you go on in and browse those different apps to see what might work for you. All right, thanks. Have a great day.